As we conclude this module on Agile and hybrid project management, it's essential to recognize that Agile is not just a methodology, but a mindset that promotes the flexibility, collaboration, and continuous improvement. While frameworks like Scrum, Kanban, and Scaled Agile Framework, and also Disciplined Agile, provides structured ways of working. The true agility comes from embracing the change, delivering value incrementally, and fostering a culture of learning. Organizations that successfully sustain agile focuses on adapting in new challenges, leveraging lessons learned, and continuously improving their processes. So this final video will address the common agile questions and the best practices for ensuring long-term project success. To start first talking about these frequent ask agile questions. So one of the most common question in agile adoption is how to measure the success. Unlike predictive approaches that focuses on scope, schedule, and cost, so agile prioritizes a value delivery and stakeholder satisfaction and adaptability. And you can think of metrics like the velocity, the cycle time, and the customer feedback, which provides an insight into the agile performance. Another concern is overcoming challenges in agile transformation, such as the resistance to change and lack of executive supports and difficulty in scaling agile practices. So, organization must invest in agile training, coaching, and gradual implementation. Finally, many industries such as the healthcare, finance, and government questions whether agile can work together strictly with regulatory environments. And the answer here is yes, where you can utilize it in hybrid approaches, combining both agile flexibility and structured governance to ensure the compliance while maintaining innovation. And let's take an example here where there's a European bank who have been planning to implement agile, let's say, framework, into one of these projects which faced a regulatory constraints that it required a detailed documentation and risk controls. And by adopting a hybrid agile model with structured compliance checkpoints, they achieved a faster product delivery while maintaining the regulatory adherence. To talk about an important concept here, which is sustaining agile and hybrid success beyond the implementation. So, after you implement the project, how you keep or how you sustain agile and hybrid, let's say, principles within your project. So, transitioning to agile or hybrid methodologies is just it's just the beginning, and sustaining the success requires an ongoing effort. Many organizations struggles because they treat agile as one-time transformation rather than it's an evolving processes. To ensure that agile remains effective, the organization must embed agile thinking into their leadership, into team structure, and decision-making processes. Remember that leaders plays a crucial role in fostering agile behaviors by encouraging the experimentation, enabling cross-functional collaboration, and driving customer-focused outcomes. When it comes to hybrid approaches in particular should not be static approaches or should not be static processes. They must evolve as the business needs and market dynamics and technology landscape changes. An organization here should regularly reassess their agile and predictive balance and adjust their framework accordingly. When talking about how to ensure the continuous improvement in your agile project, so a fundamental aspect of agile is the continuous improvement, if you recall, which is achieved through the regular retrospectives, iterative adjustments, knowledge sharing. If you think how continuous improvement can be talked here when talking about the regular retrospectives, think of all of these questions that we ask ourselves: what we can do less, what we can do more, in order to enhance our, let's say, iterations, or to enhance our delivery and value to the end users. So teams should actively analyze their workflows, eliminate the inefficiencies, and refine their agile practices based on real world experiences. An organization who's scaling agile should invest ongoing in training and coaching and mentorship programs to ensure the teams remain aligned with agile principles and evolving industry trends. Many successful agile enterprises create communities of practice where the practitioners exchange the best practices, discuss challenges, and collaborate on process improvement. What's the future of agile and hybrid project management? A common questions that I also keep receiving as a business become more increasingly complex and fast paced, especially with the rise of AI, with data. All of these projects becomes more complex and needs, an iterative uh, way of thinking and continuous improvement. So agile and hybrid project management continue to evolve to meet the modern challenges. Emerging trends such as AI and powered project analytics, agile portfolio management, and agile product based funding models are transforming how the organizations prioritize and execute the work. Furthermore, the shift towards the business agility, where agile principles extend beyond IT and software development into HR, finance, and operations, is also gaining a momentum. And organizations that embrace agile at their enterprise level will be better positioned to adapt to the disruptions and maintain competitive edge. Here are the final takeaways and action plan that um, you need to take when talking about agile. So agile is not just a project management approach. It's a way of thinking and working that prioritizes the customer value, collaboration, adaptability, and teams that embrace agile principles continuously refine their workflows and align their stakeholders effectively will experience a greater efficiency, innovation, and resilience. And as we mentioned that to sustain these agile success and to sustain the agile benefits, organization must encourage the leadership to support for agile transformation, foster a culture of transparency, experimentation, and learning, and also by leveraging agile communities and mentorship to drive continuous improvement. When we talked about these challenges that you might face when trying to implement agile practices or agile frameworks within your organization, so many teams struggles with agile adoption, the organizational resistance or lack of clarity on how to integrate agile to the existing workflows. And resistance often comes from stakeholders, which is have been using the traditional project management approaches for so long. And to mitigate this risk, or to mitigate this challenge, teams should focus on agile education, coaching, leadership and support, and gradual implementation rather than just forcing to implement the change immediately. Also, one of these challenges is scaling agile, which presents another challenge, especially in large enterprises with cross-functional teams and departments. When we talked about this using the frameworks like the scaled agile framework or disciplined agile, which can provide a structured approaches to scaling agile principles. Here are some of the best practices that you as an agile coach or as a PMP or as a project manager or a business analyst, or who's interested in agile leadership implementation. These are the best practices to sustain these agile and hybrid success. So, for agile to remain successful, the organization must embed agile principles into their leadership structure. Agile leadership focuses on empowering the teams rather than just directing them, fostering an environment where the innovation can thrive. With having a regular training and coaching, ensuring the team stays updated with the latest agile practices and can continuously refine their processes. Also, the retrospectives, which should not be just limited to Scrum teams, also they should be, let's say, conducted at the leadership level to assess the overall agile adoption and to identify areas for improvement. Remember that a balance between agile flexibility and structured governance is crucial to sustain agile success in complex environment. Remember that agile mindset for um, continuous improvement. So agile is built on the principle of continuous improvement. This means the teams should embrace experimentation, learns from failures, and refine their processes based on real world feedback. Encouraging a fail fast, learn fast culture allows the teams to innovate without the fear of experimentation. So, agile teams should use data driven decision making to track the improvements and remember these metrics like the cycle time, the team velocity, and the customer satisfaction scores. To it helps the teams to measure the success and to refine their processes accordingly. And here are the final, let's say, takeaways from agile practices, the final question and answers, and these challenges and closing thought for the agile section. So, as we conclude this module, it's essential to remember that agile is not a one size fits all solution, and every organization must tailor its agile approach based on its unique needs. And the key to long term agile success is continuous learning, fostering a collaboration, and adapting processes based on real world feedback. Agile and hybrid approaches will continue to evolve, and organization must remain flexible and open to change. Remember when we talked about these leaders who should focus on building agile cultures that encourages the innovation and customer-centric decision making.